From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The Montana Department of Justice is warning citizens of the increased presence of synthetic opioid carfentanyl. I'm Madeline Heath, and coming up, I'll tell you what this could mean for the future of the state.
It's almost like sandblasting the surface here, but it started with eating away that hole.
Found and fixed what it took for Billings Heights crews to find a massive water leak and how much damage it caused.
Tom Wiley here outside of Big Sandy, and take a look at this. No one is driving this tractor. We'll tell you how that's possible coming up.
Those stories and much more coming up in the next hour. Good morning and welcome back to Montana This Morning on this Thursday, May 22nd. I'm Hailey Monaco here with Miller Robson.
Well, good morning, Hailey, and good morning, everyone. Everybody's getting ready for the long holiday weekend.
Yes, we're almost there.
A lot of questions on whether or not we're going to see the rain. So if you missed out earlier, we'll tell you more about that as we go along. Let's take a step back in time. Yesterday turned out to be a pretty nice day. Our high of 63, so about 6 degrees below the norm. We're going to try to get back to seasonal today with a high of 70, though. 45 yesterday, pretty seasonal for this time of the season. Top gust yesterday of 34 miles an hour. Still going to see that. We could have gusts 20, 30 miles an hour, even stronger, especially if we have some of those isolated thunderstorms come into play. It was a dry day yesterday, but still pacing ahead for the month end for the year. We're in really good shape here in Yellowstone County. Pretty quiet this morning. Cody, you may see a few drops of rain this morning, but otherwise, we're just going to see anywhere from, it could be full-on sunshine to full-on clouds throughout the day today. Those clouds really building up later this afternoon as we have that weak wave coming through, and that's going to kick up a chance of showers and some thunderstorms. That's round one. Then we have another shot coming in across the weekend. We'll take a look at that coming up. 30s and 40s as we wake up right now, sitting at 42 at the airport here in Billings. Humidity at 73%, dew point temperatures at 34 degrees. Winds right now are calm. Day planner, again, we could see a lot of sunshine, a lot of cloud cover. It'll just kind of come and go. But as we get into the afternoon, we're really going to see those clouds build up ahead of that next little shot of energy. Our high today getting up to 70, so pretty seasonal. We'll have a look at that long Memorial Day weekend forecast for you coming up here in just a bit.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, Haley, good morning.
And we are continuing to follow breaking news from Washington this morning. The U.S. House of Representatives voted yes on President Trump's big, beautiful bill. The House made final votes in the final seconds of the 5 o'clock hour, seconds before the beginning of Montana This Morning. And Montana leaders are already starting to respond. The ultimate numbers, the vote passes 215 to 214, while 2 Republicans voted no. This means the mega tax bill has crossed the finish line. Shortly after, Republican Speaker Mike Johnson said this is a huge win. Yet 2 House Republicans, Representatives Thomas Macy and Warren Davidson, voted against the bill, with HFC Chair Andy Harris voting present. The House Rules Committee signed off on President Trump's budget bill last night. The bill now will go to the Senate, where some Republicans have already voiced some opposition. Congressional leaders have said they want to get it to Mr. Trump's desk by July 4th. And minutes after the bill's passage, Montana Republican Congressman Troy Downing released a statement, in part saying, quote, "Republicans' one big beautiful bill is a win for America and a win for Montana. Our legislation delivers historic tax cuts, secures our borders, strengthens key programs for future generations, eliminates waste, fraud, and abuse, and sets the country on a path toward fiscal responsibility." We will continue to update you on more responses from Montana's leadership throughout the morning. This morning, a suspect is in custody after killing 2 Israeli embassy employees outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington. Police say the suspect gunman shouted "Free Palestine" as he was taken into custody. The shooting took place near Washington's FBI field office. In reaction this morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he is increasing security at Israeli missions around the world. Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
A horrific shooting in Washington, D.C. overnight. 2 Israeli embassy employees, a couple identified as Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram by embassy officials, were shot and killed as they exited the Capitol Jewish Museum just after 9 p.m.
He just ran up. It was terrible.
Police say they were targeted.
He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire.
D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith says the suspect, tentatively identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, entered the museum shortly after the shooting. Multiple people who were inside the museum at the time said event staff assumed the suspect was a witness of the shooting. Then this happened.
He reaches into his bag and pulls out a keffiyeh and says, "I did it. I did this for Gaza," and just starts shouting "Free Palestine."
This witness captured video of security guards restraining the suspect. Police say the suspect told them where he had discarded the gun and that it was later recovered.
We will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and the FBI both say the threat to the community is over. Police and the FBI are investigating whether the attack has potential ties to terrorism and motivations based on hate. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Israel's ambassador to the U.S. says he spoke with President Trump last night. The president posted on social media, quote, "These horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now." The president's post went on to say hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA. Condolences to the families of the victims. And new details surrounding a massive seizure of an extremely potent and deadly carfentanil taken off the street right here in Billings. We are learning that drug agents seized nearly 10,000 pills of both carfentanil and fentanyl. They say the drugs came directly from Mexican cartels. MTN's Madeline Heath has more on why Montana is a target for drugs.
A large seizure of carfentanil, or elephant tranquilizer, in Billings earlier this month is raising concern for Montana's health and safety.
We see a lot of fentanyl, we see a lot of methamphetamine, but this was a new one. We have seen some very, very small amounts of carfentanil, which obviously sounds like fentanyl, but it's a lot more potent. We have never seen a shipment this big.
Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen tells me the eastern Montana high-intensity drug trafficking area recently seized a large amount of the dangerous drugs. He says they were trafficked into Montana from out of state and that drugs originated from the Mexican cartels.
Well, certainly what we're learning is that the cartels are pivoting to different products.
The state crime lab tested the drugs and found that 4,900 pills seized tested positive for carfentanil. Seizures involving carfentanil typically result in 1 or 2 seized pills. The carfentanil was in the form of blue M30 pills and powder. Additionally, a 5,000 pill seizure tested positive for fentanyl.
This is extremely concerning because fentanyl alone is extremely deadly and dangerous. Carfentanil is a different formulation. It's orders of magnitude more powerful and even more deadly.
Carfentanil is a synthetic opioid used to tranquilize elephants and is approximately 100 times more potent than fentanyl and 10,000 times more potent than morphine. The effects of carfentanil, including overdose, can be reversed by the opioid overdose reversal drugs naloxone and naltrexone, though higher doses than usual may be necessary compared to other opioids.
If it didn't come from a pill bottle with your name on it that came from your pharmacy, don't take it. You don't know where it came from.
For overdose and addiction community resources, you can visit this story on our website. Reporting in Helena, Madeline Heath, MTN News.
Madeline, thank you. Well, major changes at the Food and Drug Administration could limit how COVID vaccines are rolled out and who can get the updated shots this fall. In a paper published this week in the New England Journal of Medicine, top FDA officials say the agency wants to see data from new clinical trials that show COVID shots are still safe and effective before approving them for healthy adults and children. The costly new requirement for pharmaceutical companies could limit who gets new jabs each year. Previously, the FDA typically approved updated COVID shots for all Americans as long as they triggered a strong enough antibody response. The paper argues that this approach is outdated. The new clinical trial requirement is not expected to affect the fall rollout for older adults and other people at high risk. And here in Billings, the source of a massive water leak in the Billings Heights, which has been clouded in mystery for months, has now been discovered. It's a leak that has been costing the Heights 1 million gallons of water per day. But as our David J. reports, just because the issue has been found does not mean the saga is over.
There's an opening here, and there was dirt in there.
General Manager Bo Anderson shows the broken pipe.
This is extremely unusual. I've never seen a case like this.
It's a problem that the workers with the County Water District of the Billings Heights replaced and fixed within 48 hours.
They do a great job. This is like somebody playing the fifth Mozart piano concerto. Everybody knows how to play the music, and they do. It's amazing.
But the issue itself has been around much longer. The leak became apparent in October, and the district estimated it was losing about 1 million gallons of water a day.
That's when we noticed the amount of water had zoomed. I mean, it went from pretty much nothing to boom.
The crew found the leak out here on Hawthorne Lane, south of Wicks Lane, right around North and South Ping Circle. Right out there, they have a storm drain pipe and a water main pipe that cross, and they had to make the water main pipe go underneath. The leak detection firm says that that was not done properly. That's what caused the leak.
And it was dirt in there, so it allowed the water, it's about 85 psi pressure, allow the water to jet. And it created a vortex back here. So meaning that the water was just flowing around, but it was picking up a little sands and things. So it became very abrasive.
Anderson said this leak started 15 years ago and pointed to other issues that he believes could have been prevented by paying more attention to detail.
So the PVC pipe was connected to that was not engaged properly.
The board says that original work was done by a city contractor, and now we're left to wonder about the $350,000 in lost water.
The city contractor, is he liable for this problem?
Can we go back on the insurance to file a claim?
Did our guy do their job in inspecting it?
While the mystery has been solved, the next steps remain uncertain.
Hopefully we can come to some kind of conclusion on what route to take.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
David, thank you for continuing to follow that story. Well, the future is now in Choteau County. In this week's Montana Ag Report, MTN's Tom Wiley introduces us to a Big Sandy farmer who is turning heads and bucking tradition with a bold new approach to seeding his fields.
Imagine you're driving through farmland in Choteau County. As you pass Ursa Farms, something catches your attention. You look past the fence and see this. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks. That tractor has no driver.
I'm pretty sure my grandparents can't even believe that it's happening.
Miles away from the comfort of his garage,
I can't.
Justin Ursa knows exactly what you're thinking.
Most of them think I'm crazy. It's not something you see every day, for sure.
Once you get past the initial shock, your next thought is undoubtedly, why? That's when it starts to sound less crazy.
It's a business decision, not just a fun project.
Ursa was looking to expand his wheat farming operation, but he wanted to spend money on land, not equipment.
The issue is we were coming up to where we were at full capacity on our seeding equipment. So what's the next step? You have to have a whole nother person and another $1 million setup, and then you're way over capacity. So I thought, well, what could we do to incrementally increase?
The answer was smaller equipment, but who wants to sit on a small tractor all day?
And so I thought, well, what's out there for autonomous tractors? This is a wide-angle stereo camera.
After some research, he discovered Sabanto, a company that specializes in autonomous agriculture, and they were keen to help Justin find solutions.
Fast forward to late March and April, we put a crash team together and worked on some capabilities that were special for Justin. And we've been here ever since. And so on the farm here, over the past couple of weeks, we've seeded close to 650 acres.
And that's how Ursa Farms became home to what Justin and Corey believe is the first autonomous tractor in Montana.
Day one, we had people stopping on the highway, turning around and videoing. Day one.
It's a John Deere model, retrofitted with cutting-edge autonomous technology from Sabanto.
So we can establish what are the proper working areas there.
Programmed and controlled remotely from a cell phone. The seeder still has to be filled by hand. But once it starts, Ursa can focus on other tasks while the tractor does its job.
No one's there right now. It's running fine. You can start it up, you can watch it on your phone or your desktop, and you can go home, have dinner with the family. You don't need to sit out there till the middle of the night to get stuff done.
Ursa claims that going autonomous has saved him nearly $2 million on labor and equipment. Time will tell if this is the future of farming But for YRSA, it's a move that's already paying off.
The first stuff that we seeded is already out of the ground. That's all you can ask for this stage.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.